This is the EOS Performance Ducktail spoiler, and it's available for all 2024 and newer fastback Mustangs. Now, you should be checking out the EOS option if you'd like to get that aggressive ducktail styling on your S650, but with the convenience of being pre-painted and ready to install right out of the box, all for right around $200. All right, big feature here will be the big time styling boost you're getting from the EOS Performance spoiler, but at a relatively small investment. Now, I do think the ducktail spoiler in general has made a big time comeback here with the S650, as companies like EOS and RTR have really shown how good these things can look on the newer generation Mustang. Another big feature that we'll get more into here in our next block is that pre-painted gloss black finish, making this thing ready to install right out of the box without the need for any trips to the paint or body shop. Construction of the EOS Performance option will feature a lightweight molded ABS plastic that will fit the rear deck lid on your S650 perfectly. Of course, we can't forget about that pre-painted gloss black finish that we just mentioned, which will offer a nice color contrast on most S650s, while on the other hand flowing very well with any black cars out there. Now, if the gloss is a bit too much for some owners out there, maybe you'd like to tone this thing down a bit, well, no worries, as EOS does also offer a matte black version of this same spoiler that you can find here at American Muscle as well. Price point for the EOS option will land right around $200, give or take a bit here, which does make this one of the more affordable ducktail spoilers currently available on the site at this time. All right, last but not least, let's get into the installation. So I'm just gonna go 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here, thanks to this peel and stick job, taking about an hour to complete from start to finish. But now, to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, clip remover tool, scissors or diagonal cutters, a plastic pry tool, an extension, 10mm socket, double-sided tape, and adhesion promoter. What's up, guys? Today we're installing a spoiler on our Mustang, so let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is remove our trunk liner here. We've got a bunch of push clips. I'm gonna take a clip remover tool to pop those out. These 2 rubber pieces are screws, so we'll just twist those, and then we can pop this piece right off. Just give that a wiggle. Twist both of these to the left. And I'll take that clip remover tool and pop out all these clips. And then just fish out your trunk release cable, pop your wire out and remove that. And then on the outside of our trunk, we have this rubber grommet. So just pop that out and that'll reveal that 10mm bolt. So then grab 10mm socket and remove that, and just be careful when you're pulling it out not to drop it down into the abyss. Do the same thing on the other side. And then right in the center, we have another 10mm nut. So grab your 10mm socket and remove that. So now we just have some double-sided tape and a couple clips holding our spoiler on. Now, ours has been on and off a bunch of times, so our double-sided tape doesn't really do too much anymore. But for taking it off first time, grab yourself a plastic pry tool and just get under there and pry up. Work your way from the outside across. Pop your clips out and remove your spoiler. And then once we have our spoiler off, I'm just gonna take some detail spray just to clean this up and get all the crap out from under it. And just take a microfiber towel, give it a wipe down. So now with our factory spoiler removed, I'm gonna throw in our trunk liner again, because we're all done with the underside here. Our new spoiler is just gonna stick on. So go ahead and get your trunk release cable through that hole first, and then slide that into place. I'm gonna reinstall those little rubber screws first. And then the cover for our latch. And then just pop this over that wire and then just press in all your push clips. And then just take your 2 plugs, you got 1 on each side, pop those back into place. So now we're ready to prep the surface of our spoiler so that we can install our double-sided tape. Now we're gonna have double-sided tape going down the side here, all the way across, down the side, and then also on this lip on the inside. So we have an adhesive promoter pad included in our kit. We're just gonna give it a good wipe down on all the spots where our double-sided tape's gonna go. So just take your pad out. Wipe that all over. And then we'll just give it a second to dry up, and then we'll start applying our double-sided tape. So now once that's dried up, take your double-sided tape included in the kit and just start running this the length of the spoiler. And then when you get to the other side, take a pair of scissors or diagonal cutters. Cut your tape. Now we're going to do that same thing on this inner surface at the bottom. This one's going to be a little bit harder to do. And once you get towards the end, once again, take your scissors or diagonal cutters. Stick it down. Then we're gonna go back to the top and just get that little side piece on each side. And now we're just gonna pick up all of the edges of our double-sided tape and we're gonna fold it over the edge. That way it gives us a little bit of stick for when we're placing this down onto the car, but not enough to where we can't get it back up. Once we have it adjusted in a position that we like, we can easily just grab that tape backing that's sticking out and just pull it the rest of the way out. Pull it a little bit, fold it over. Now the backing can rip in the middle sometimes, so for good measure, I always pick up the corners on both sides. In case it were to rip, you can still get the other half of it out. So now you're going to take another one of your adhesive promoter packets and you're going to wipe down where the double-sided tape is going to stick on the car. Now for our application, this isn't going to be staying on our car permanently, so I'm not going to do this on the actual car, but it's going to sit pretty flush with the deck lid panel. So you're just going to give it a good wipe right there, along this line here, down, and then at the back edge here. So now grab your spoiler, line it up as best you can. Get it even on both sides before you fully stick it down. And then once you're happy with your placement, you can start peeling that double-sided tape and sticking it down. Now on this side, my double-sided tape backing did rip, so that's why we pick it up on both edges. If you start to feel resistance on that double-sided tape, you can wiggle it around like that. That'll help pull it out without it ripping. And then just give it a good push, make sure it's nice and stuck down, and you're good to go. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the EOS Performance Ducktail Rear Spoiler in glossy black for your 24 and newer Mustang Fastback. Thank you for watching. For all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.